What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vault. Today I want to talk about the top 5 NFTs that you should be buying for long-term investment because of the value that's there for those. But before I get into that, I want to talk about what it looks like is going to be the upcoming drop, and that's the Ron English. According to a recent David Yu Instagram post, Ron English is going to be releasing his Serial Killers collection onto the VeVe platform, and David Yu even said in one of his replies that he thinks it's coming out on the 10th, which is a Thursday. But you know how VeVe likes to throw curveballs, so I wouldn't say it's guaranteed. It looks like it's going to be a 12-piece set, so at the end of the drop there's probably going to be lots of commons and uncommons left over in the store unsold, which is a good thing and something that VeVe wants. But it also leads me to a strategy I've been using lately, and that is trying to find good serial numbers from items that are in the store. So if you go into an item that's available and hasn't sold out yet and you click buy now and you get to the reserve page, you can look to see what your serial number is. And there actually are some good serial numbers left. I ran into a few today. I tried to buy this 8788, and as I was adding 10 gems to my account and doing a screenshot to show you guys, somebody else apparently purchased it. I didn't know they could do that while it was reserved. But when I clicked buy now, it gave me that same screen that you get when you see something on the new listings page but somebody grabs it before you. So this is a good way to look and try to find some good numbers to flip, some good serials. And if you can get some good serials, you might be able to make 5 or 10 bucks. Alright, if you're watching my video, then you've probably been in VeVe for a while now and you've noticed the movement and all the great news that's been coming up, and you're probably very bullish on the platform. So you might want to start looking for items that you can buy now at a good value, at a good price, and hold on long term, and maybe possibly sell for a big 10x or 5x in the future. Okay, so to come up with this list, I was basically looking for NFTs that were affordable, good prices on the market. I didn't add any like Donnie or Rizzo that may be out of a lot of people's price ranges. And of course I took into account the edition number and the amount available on the market, because that's also an important factor when you're looking for things to invest in long term. Okay, number 5 on the list is the Jim Lee Joker. There are 7,500 editions, which is pretty high for this list, but it's also the first appearance of the Joker, one of the great villains of DC Comics. The current floor price in the market for the Jim Lee is $105, and about 3 days ago it was $92, and there's currently only 4% on the market, and it comes from a great artist, Jim Lee. So I think Jim Lee Joker has a lot of strong points and makes the number 5 on the list. Okay, number 4 on the list is going to be Uncommon Unicornos. I think the Unicornos is a great set to collect. It's a 12-piece set, and it has a lot of fervent collectors that haven't quite reached the platform yet. I was watching a video by the Gelb just recently where he highlighted somebody mentioning how crazy and fanatic the fans of Unicornos are, and how they haven't accepted the new platform of NFTs yet, but eventually they're going to come around, and when they do, they get here, they're going to want to collect Unicornos. And there's going to be Series 2 and Series 3 and Series 4. We got Mermacornos and everything else, but eventually the most important ones are the first series. And what's nice about this series is that it's a low edition series. Even the uncommons, there's only 3,500 of them, compared to something like an ultra rare Supergirl where there's 3,800, and that's an ultra rare, and that's pretty close in edition number. If you look at the prices for some of them right now, the Fumo and the Pogo are going for as low as 46 to 50 gems, and the Pepperino has actually boosted all the way up to 59-60 gem floor price. So this is definitely a good play for a long-term collection. This is something that people are going to try to put the sets together later on, so there's going to be a lot of value in the future. Another important point to make about Unicornos is that they are all first appearances, and also I should point out that the Bolina, one of the rares, is half the price of the other rare, Metallo, so that is also a great deal right now. Okay, number 3 on my list is one of my personal favorite NFTs on VeVe, and that is the Bruce Timm Harley Quinn, number 56. And it has 7,500 editions like the Jim Lee Joker, but also like the Joker, it's a first appearance of a great villain from the DC Comics, Harley Quinn. And what's nice about this is that Suicide Squad 2 is coming out very soon, in just a couple months, and that is one of the licenses that VeVe is already known to have. So there's no doubt that Harley Quinn's going to get pumped more on the platform and in media, so this is definitely a good long-term hope. I just picked up 3 more of these just the other day because the floor price is still as low as 80, 82 gems, and I think that it's worth at least 100. So I grabbed 3 of them. I have one in my collection, number 1956, that I'm holding on to long term, but I might go ahead and flip these 3 before the next drop, and hopefully it's up to 90 or 95 gems by then. Another important note to make about the Bruce Timm Harley Quinn NFT is that it is a reproduction of the physical statue from the Black and White series. There's 100 of them, and this Bruce Timm Harley Quinn physical statue was the #1 best-selling out of all of them. So that's another reason to think that this might be a good long-term hold. Alright guys, number 2 on my list is the Brian Ballard penguin. It has 3,250 editions, which is a very low serial count. And I've mentioned several times that I think it's an error or a misprint because they misspelled the artist's name. It's actually Brian Bolland with an N. And what's interesting to note is that another NFT is eventually going to come out in this Batman Black and White series by Brian Bolland, and it's a Joker, and it will be spelled correctly. So maybe a lot of people don't realize the error yet or the misprint, but whenever the Joker comes out by Brian Bolland and it's spelled correctly, then they will definitely notice it, and that may make the prices of the penguins spike. There are currently only about 4% available of the penguins on the marketplace, and the prices seem to be rising fast. It's gone up 195 from 174 just 3 days ago. So that might be one you want to grab before it gets too high. And number 1 on the list is pretty predictable, as everybody probably expects. It's the Todd McFarlane Batman. There are 7,500 editions of the Batman. It is the first appearance Batman, which is big, especially with so many Batmans on the platform. To be the first appearance, there's only one of those. And it's also apparently the first NFT ever made by VeVe, according to Dan C., and he also says it's his favorite. There are currently only about 4% of these available on the marketplace, and the floor is at 345, and it's actually down from the last few days. It's been staying pretty steady at 350. Recently it dropped down below 300, and if you grabbed one then you're probably pretty smart, but I think it's going to just keep going up and up from here. Okay, a few other ones that I wanted to mention that may be great values in the future to pick up now. One of them is the Common DeLorean. They're of course super cheap, under 20 gems. And a lot of people, including myself, think that one day they're going to be drivable again. And even if they make the ultra rare drivable as well, it's going to be full size and it's going to be really expensive. People are going to want to just grab these cheap commons and drive them around. And if you're picking up for 20 and the floor rises to 40 or 50, there's a 2x. Another honorable mention would be the ultra rare Supergirl. It's currently at 150 or 160 on the floor, and the other 3 pieces in the set have high edition numbers, so it's a set that a lot of people are going to want to collect and complete, and I think that's going to make the price go up soon. And the last honorable mention would be the Joe Madura Batman. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his last name, but it is from the Batman Black and White Series 1, which is important. And it's also dropped in price a lot lately. It was all the way up to 300, 350, and it's all the way down to the floor at about 150 or 165 now. So that's definitely a good pickup. Alright guys and girls, one thing I did want to talk about in today's video might be a little controversial because it goes against what some of the VeVe gurus out there like Cryptomaniac and VeVe Flipper and NFT Pirates have been saying about low serial numbers in the long term. I still grab them and pick them up to flip them quickly, but I am coming from the physical collectibles world. I do collect baseball cards, and if you look at baseball card trends over the last 20 years when serial numbering began, the serial numbers don't affect the value very much at all. So when it comes to long term, I'm not trying to hold on to these to flip 2 years or 3 years from now, because I think the value of low serial numbers will go down. If you look here at some of the prices of serial numbers that I've seen recently and some of the reactions to serial numbers I've seen recently, that's one reason why I don't grab these to hold long term. If I find it or I get a good low serial number, I flip it quickly. In my last video, I mentioned that some people were picking up these adapters to hook up their phones to their router through an Ethernet cable, and I did want to mention that I did pick up one of these off of eBay for 15 bucks, and I am going to try it out. Some people say they've tried it out and they haven't seen a difference at all, and other people say that they've used it for a while and it does give them an advantage. So I'm going to try it for myself, and I'll let you guys know if it's something that you should pick up and grab. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. The Zed Run Drop is delayed until Thursday, so you still have time to create a stable and get into that. And I'll talk to y'all next time. See ya.